Welcome to Code Mania. Learn more, express more.
Hello everyone. This video is about creating some pop-up check on related list record selection using JavaScript. When you select any record from the related list of any parent object record corresponding to the child records, on clicking on any related list button, you will be given one pop-up check if any records are selected or not. So the tag symbol for this implementation is alert message, and here the tag utility is like, as you can see, that this is the related list of any records which is holding number of child records for this particular parent record, and the checkbox are available. Now if you try to select any checkbox and click on the button, it will work according to the button action. But if you don't select any record, then a pop-up will be appeared and it will say that no records have been selected. So we have implemented this example in this video where you can check the related list record selection, and the implementation have been written in JavaScript. So let's see how do we implement this. Here we have this account and its corresponding related list contains number of contacts. Now if you click on this button, then it will be navigated, it will be redirected to another page, and it will display all the records of contact available. Now the pagination has been implemented here. If you click on next, it will say the next page. Now you can easily deal with this implementation. This is just viewing all the contacts available for this account, available for every account. So this is one implementation. By just clicking one button, you are redirected to another page and which is showing all the contacts. Here now if you, these are the accounts selected, these are the contacts selected, and if you go to any account, you will have all the contacts associated for this, and these checkbox are available. Now second implementation is that if you select two contacts from this related list, this page will show you these two contacts have been selected. Also if you select another contact or all the contacts through this checkbox in the related list, or if you don't select any, you will be given this pop-up. So this implementation we are going to show you how this has been implemented in Visualforce page. So this is just one page where you can also inline edit. Now for this you will have to create button, just provide one suitable name for the button. So this button will have the action and a little description, and this checkbox, this option will allow you to place this button into the related list, and this, if you check this cell checkbox, then you can see that for this object checkbox will be available, and the script, it would be JavaScript, Onclick JavaScript action. Now I am going to implement the action which will pop-up check. So for this you will have to first write require script, and the connection.js path location. So it's Salesforce inbuilt JS file which contains number of methods. So I am giving the version as 31 so that you can have the latest connection JS methods. Then I am going to create one JavaScript variable URL which will get the address bar URL, and now one variable records. Now on writing this method, that it get record IDs, and this is the attribute dollar object type dot contact. So I am placing dollar object type dot contact as the attribute for this method get record IDs, which will return the record IDs for the current selection, and will store into the JavaScript variable records. So this is kind of array type. So if no records are selected, I mean first record into the array is null, then it will throw an alert saying that please select at least one record. From the below list. So if no records are selected, then it will throw this alert message, else I am creating one variable URLX is equal to apex slash select contact and question mark. So this is one string type variable. Now I am creating one variable I. Now urlx is equal to url dot concat record length comma is equal to comma record dot length comma and. So this will modify the urlx, which is type of string for now. So what I am trying to do, I will be passing the record IDs and the record length to the select contact page URL, and will fetch the record IDs from the URL and will work accordingly. So I am creating one for loop here, and within this for loop I will be modifying this urlx string by concatenating id comma I comma is equal to comma this record. I comma and. So the URL has been modified in this way that if there are 4 record IDs returned from this get record IDs method, then it will run this for loop and will modify this urlx accordingly. Now I will be writing this like window.open urlx comma blank. So if I click on this button by selecting some records, then a new URL will be opened that contains address as urlx. Now I save this. Okay, it might be some bracket error. Well, this has been saved. Now I am going to place this button to the account page layout. So still checkbox has not yet been appeared. Once the button will be placed into the related list, then automatically checkbox will be available based on the button created settings. Now if I go to related list and go place this button from here, try to save this page layout. Oh, come on. I can see that checkbox have been appeared. I can check or uncheck. Now if I try to check and click on the button, oh, it seems unexpected token error. So I need to modify into the JavaScript. I think something syntax could be missing. Now I refresh this page, and if I select this and try to, okay, again the error still remains. What could be the error? Oh, there is 2 is equal to, which is totally not required. And if I select this and click on this, as I can see that the URL contains the ID and the record length. As you can see that ID 0, which has been created by concatenating ID and I. Now I am going to create, and you can see that the passing ID is matching with the contact which was selected, and the record length is 1. Now I am going to create the Visualforce page. So page has been created. So I am going to create this new page here, which will fetch the parameters from the URL, parameter value from the URL according to the parameter, and will access the contact records from the database, Salesforce database, Salesforce object, according to the IDs which have been received, and will display the result. So I'm creating one extension here. if you want to learn more parameters about more examples on parameters, you can search from the search tab in CodeMania website, which has been listed into this video description, and you can find a very good tutorial on parameters, how to receive parameters, value from URL, how to deal with JavaScript, method access, method value return, and store it into Apex variable using Apex param, Apex function. So those tutorials have been those tutorials are available into our website. So here I am creating one button. Now here I am creating one page block table which will contains the contact details according to the received ID. So if you click on the contact name, it will be redirected to contact details page. That's why we are using this command link. So first we need to receive the parameters and parameter value from the URL. So for this, we need to create one list of contacts. For example, list contact, and the getter setter method. And this is the constructor here. So in the constructor I will be receiving the contacts based on the IDs which have been received. So before that I need to store those IDs in a list of string, so that using that list of string I can query on the contact object and get the record details. I am not using this list of string into the Visualforce page. That's why I don't need to write the getter setter method here. So I am creating one integer variable I, which will be the record length received from the URL. So here is the parameter which is being received from the URL based on the parameter name. Get parameters dot get parameter name. This. Now as this is received as the string, I mean this apex page dot current page dot get parameters dot get, this returns string. So I need to convert that string to integer. Now I have the record length received. Now I am creating one variable string URL location is equal to apex page dot current pages dot get URL, so that this string will have the URL. Now for integer j less than I, j plus plus, so what I'll be doing, I'll be creating one temporary string which will receive the value, the IDs based on the dynamic ID. So it is ID plus j. So for each and every j it should be first ID 0, ID 1. So like this we can receive the parameter value and store it into this temporary variable, and now I am adding that ID into the list of string. So I am assigning null value in it. So if for each and every for loop it becomes temporary. So this list contains all the IDs which have been received from the URL, the contact IDs, that means the child record IDs. Now I am going to query on the contact using that list of IDs. So list of contact is equal to select all those fields which are required to generate the Visualforce page, like name, account name, account ID, title, phone, every contact details which I want to show into the Visualforce page from contact, where ID in this list of string. So after in it should be a colon sign, oh, that should be semicolon. Now if I try to save it, now I will be using that list of contacts into this page block table, and one variable for the reference to this variable, to this value, and the command link value would be c.id. Okay, command link value is this. So if you want to create number of columns to be available into the page block table, you'll have to use apex column in page block table. Now action is something like that. It will be redirected to Salesforce record view page, like this. You'll have to create all other fields, other columns as well. So every column will not be command link, but output text or output label. Now I will be changing some details here. This account.name, so that I can fetch the account name and can show in this command link, and this would be the ID of the account, so that it can redirect it to the account page from here. Now I need to modify for other columns as well. So it should be email or phone number. So it is the title field, c dot title, and if you try to page the phone, and this is for email. And I don't require this one. If I try to save it, it will say well, this should not be command link at all. It should be output field. So we need to use this output field because we want to enable this inline editing functionality. If I try to save it, I can see that there have been some mistake here, I think. So it should be slash, and for account as well. And I can see that all the details have been are available here. For that, a single account selection from the related list, and giving one page block title, and the column is equal to 1, so that it is a good look and feel. Now I am changing the mode as inline edit. Now as you can see that all the details are available here. Now second one, I am placing vegetation, apex command link as previous. These are standard methods. So I am going to place another button here, which is next. Now if I save it, I can see that two command links with the name previous and next is available. Now I am going to change the parent panel grid column as 2, so it will be available in a particular good format. This. Now on clicking of these two buttons, those two buttons will not be working, as the page table contains a list of contact record which is not from standard. So if you want to use these two buttons, you will have to write number of logics. Now I am going to place another two button, that is save and cancel. So if you write anything as inline, it will be marked as changed. Now if you want to save that change to the Salesforce for that contact record, you will have to update the list. Now you save it. Now you can see that two buttons are available, save and cancel. Now if you, as I told you, that these are the custom values. If you want to save it, you will have to write another method, page reference, which will save the records, which will update the record. So this is how we can implement this application. Now if I try to move into another account which having huge number of child records, I can demonstrate this in a proper and suitable way. Here I get two records selected. If I click on the button, I can see that address bar contains ID 1 and ID 0, which contains number of record IDs, and based on those IDs they are receiving the parameters from the controller and querying on the contact object and receiving it. Now if I don't select any records, I can have the pop-up. So this kind of validations checking can be obtained by this way. This is how it can be possible. But placing that vegetation and save button will not work until or unless you are writing some custom method for them or not. So as you can see, I have selected 3 records, and it's very good example for a proper application. This is the VF code, and this is the controller code, and this is the record code. It is getting the contact IDs as selected, and if null, then it's throwing an error, and if not null, then the URL is being modified accordingly, and it's receiving the value record length and running a for loop based on that record length and received IDs. So it's receiving the ID into the for loop and storing in a list, and based using that list it querying on the contact and fetching the contact and showing into this page block table. So if you like this video, please subscribe and let your friends know about this channel so that we can grow our community. Thank you.